Here we are, Festival Diaries day 18. I'm out on the front lawn of the manor, so I thought I'd put that in the background for you all today. One thing I'm noticing about this festival that I'm really loving is that there's no music or DJs, and so that means that I'm not dancing all night, and it also means that the energy feels really grounded and soft and gentle. Like I said, there's about 200 people here, so there's not a huge number of people. And we all have our meals. They do meals at set times, like from 12 till 2 and then from 6 till 8. So everyone kind of comes together for meals together, which makes it feel a little bit like family. And last night for dinner, everyone was sitting on the lawn in the sun as the sun was going down, and just sitting in little groups and talking and hanging out. And there's this real shared sense of communion, which I'm so enjoying. Consent culture is big here, so there are notices and signs everywhere, like on the inside of all the toilet doors and up above all the sinks. And I'm reading all of this and just enjoying the clarity around it. So if someone wants to have a conversation with me, they're really respectful in how they approach and the requests that they make. If they want to give me a hug, there's a real respect again and invitation. It's not assumed that I want a hug just because I'm at a festival. There's definitely a culture in terms of the relational piece and how people relate and interact, and I've been appreciating that. So today I got up and did uchara with my community members who are here, which was beautiful. And then sat down and had a chat to Vicky because Jonathan's still really sick, and so we weren't able to do the panel discussion that was planned. And this is the nature of life, that things happen in this way. So I had a big chat to Vicky and planted a seed, a potentiality that possibly some people from Haydn might do a conversation with Kara-Leah on the podcast. So that might happen, which will be great. And then it was 10:30 and I was tired, so I went back to bed. And I lay on my bed and I slept for 3.5 hours. I slept all the way through lunch and it was amazing. I had really potent dreams. Then I got up, had a shower and came out to get a mushroom and molasses drink, which is really, really, really tasty. And someone came up and said, "Hey, I've seen you around. I can feel a charge there. Do you want to sit and have a conversation?" I was like, totally, I can feel that too, and I'd love to sit down and find out more about you. And so we sat and had a conversation, and it was just beautiful and amazing. There's a real vulnerability that I'm feeling in this space, and the way that people will feel, and this is how I operate too, this is what's really interesting, I operate the same way, is I'll feel drawn to some place or some person, or I'll feel a kind of a charge, or I'll feel an excitement. And I don't know what it's about, and I don't have an agenda. I just know that I need to go to that place, or I need to connect with that person and explore the field and see what arises. So I'm feeling really met in that way of being, because it's how I operate. So that's felt really, really beautiful and amazing. One other thing I'm noticing that I want to speak to is I'm noticing a sensitivity in me to people telling me that I should or shouldn't be doing certain things, like that it's too much to do this many festivals, or it's this or it's that. And what I'm noticing is that I just feel a real no. Like, don't tell me what I'm experiencing. Don't tell me what I should be doing. Don't tell me that I'm doing something wrong or whatever. And what comes up for me is that if I'm feeling exhausted and drained and wrung out and rinsed, from my perspective, there's nothing wrong, and nor is it bad. It's just the cycle of life in terms of, there's summer and then there's winter, and we have these different cycles, and each cycle is beautiful and has much to offer in and of itself. And so I don't think or perceive that something is wrong just because I'm exhausted. I don't think or feel that something is wrong because I'm tired or because of this and that. And instead, I just get really curious and I inquire and I ask questions. And if it's an experience that's unfolding and I'm thinking, yeah, I don't really dig this experience that much and I probably don't want to have it again, then it just means I collect data and I adjust. And, you know, next year, I don't know if I'll do a festival tour next year. I have no idea. I don't know what life has in store for me. If I do end up on a festival tour next year, I've collected a lot of data this time around that will support me to make it even better, make it even more awesome. And I think too, I really deeply, deeply trust life and trust myself and trust the process. So yeah, that's one aspect I'm noticing is when people have left some comments on my posts around, you know, do you think you're doing the right thing? And don't you think there's too many connections and this? And I'm just like, you know what, I'm like, fuck off. I don't like being told what to do. And that can be a weakness of me too, in terms of, you know, am I listening to wise feedback? Am I allowing myself to receive that? But my sense is that no one's asking me permission. No one's saying, hey, would you like some reflection or would you like some feedback on what I'm picking up? They're just jumping in and telling me shit. Yeah. So, I wanted to speak to that. It was real nice to have a 3.5 hour nap today. Felt really luxurious. And I'm definitely making the most of being in a room because when I leave here tomorrow and pick up my son and we go to Wellington, and I've booked a really nice hotel for to celebrate his birthday, which is coming up, with a swimming pool because that's what he wanted. So I'll spend a nice night in a hotel and then a night with a friend, and then I'm on the ferry heading down to NZ South. Last night I also jumped on my laptop and did a whole bunch of business admin. Like I got organised, I cleared all my emails, I attended to some things, and I noticed the dopamine in my brain. I'm like, oh, my brain really likes doing this computer work because it's how it makes me feel. And it also felt really good to take care of all of that business and to make sure there was nothing too pressing in my inbox that I was ignoring. So I'm starting to feel like my intention coming out of Eden was to feel really rested and restored. And I'm feeling that, and I'm feeling this real excitement at the connections I've made here, at the conversations that I've had, at my deeper understanding of what Haydn is all about. And I'm really getting a sense of how the people here are listening and responding to some of the allegations and accusations coming through. And what a tender time it's been for them, what a vulnerable time it's been for them. You know, just because an organisation or people are not communicating with the outside world as much, it doesn't mean that things aren't being taken seriously. It doesn't mean that there's not conversations going on. It doesn't mean that things aren't being attended to. Yeah, so I'm going to keep rolling around for the day and just sending you all so much love. Yeah, a quick reminder, so my next immersion, my next DRT, Direct Realization Training, where you get trained in how to directly realize the truth of your being, who and what you are, will be in Christchurch in April. And so looking forward to delivering that. After delivering the body of work I did yesterday here at Haydn, I just feel how I'm built for this. And there's so much potency in it. Those people who've come through the DRT, they know it's an absolutely life-changing, transformative experience. And you're not just receiving view teachings and practices, you're also stepping into a community of people who are doing the work. So people in Christchurch, people in the South Island, jump on the Toolbox, toolbox.Kara-Leah.com, and sign up on the early bird price. I think that goes until the beginning of February, and I would love to see you all there.